All right, the Vegas Raiders have brought in a linebacker. I mean, you can't see my hand because the ceiling can't be the limit on this guy. The ceiling is up above. He has a high ability, and we a former overall number 5 pick. He's still not that old, and they're taking a flyer on him, a guy with ties to Tom Brady and all of that good stuff, and he plays at the linebacker position. We are going to talk about him. Before we get into that, I got 2 things for you. Number 1, if you are new to this channel, my name is Craig. Yes, I'm a Lions fan. Me and my buddy Chris, we started this channel because we love the Lions, but we also just love the NFL, and we love giving you an honest opinion of your team. I think that Detroit and the Raiders have always had that thing where we understand each other. We got the bad boys with the Raiders and all that fun stuff in basketball. So we love talking Raiders football. But my second thing for you as we get into this is we're talking linebackers. Who's your favorite obscure linebacker in Raiders history? I would love you to hit me on the comments on this. I'm going to give you a name from not that long ago. How about Tahir Whitehead? He was an obscure linebacker for the Lions, too. Went to the Raiders, played there in 2018. Greg Beekert, oh boy. All right, not super obscure, right? He never made a Pro Bowl. He played on your team for like 8 seasons, 9 seasons, something like that, but was really, really good, cerebral, and reliable player. So I just thought to myself, hey, let's talk about that for a second. Anyways, let's get to what this video is actually about. The Raiders are going to sign Devin White, and you're going to say out of Tampa Bay, even though he didn't play for Tampa last year. This is a very interesting guy when you think about it. And when I think about it, I'm just like, is this a great signing? Or is this a dumb signing? And I think the only answer can be it's a great signing. You're not going to pay him a large amount of money. All right, you already brought in Alex Kappa at guard, who played on that Super Bowl winning team for the Bucs. Devin White was a starter on that team as well. This dude is a heat-sinking missile. We're going to get into his athleticism that makes him so absolutely impressive. But he is joining the Raiders. It's a 1-year deal. This can't hurt you. This can't hurt you. By the way, your GM, John Spytek, guess what? He also was in Tampa Bay when they drafted White 5th overall. This is a guy who's 5th overall. So we're going to get more into your linebacker room. We're going to get more into that kind of stuff. But first, I want to show you what kind of an athlete you're dealing with here. This is RAS. If you are not familiar with this, this is one of my favorite off-season things to look at. And it doesn't tell you how good a player is going to be. It doesn't. I don't want you to hear me saying that in any way, shape, or form. But it does give you an idea of what we're looking at. And Devin White is a 9.32 on the RAS. What this means is based on all linebackers who have ever tested combines, pro days, things like that, Devin White is in the 93rd percentile of the most athletic. Now, with that being said, he gets knocked on his size. 6 foot, 237, coming out of college, coming out of LSU, and his bench was actually decent still. But when you look at him, he is a phenomenal as far as his agility grade, and he runs faster than most wide receivers. He runs faster than most corners. He's faster than almost every safety, and he's faster than almost every running back. He ran a 4.42 40-yard dash. That is 9.97. That means 99.7th percentile in the linebacker room. In other words, he's one of the fastest linebackers ever to run at the NFL Combine. So, why is this important? Because at linebacker, you don't just need speed. You need to have skills. Well, I think we need to look at this in relation to exactly what the Raiders have as well. Let's look at this. This is what PFF projects as your starting front. I don't know if I 100% agree with it. But here's the thing that's important to remember. You have this man right here, Christian Wilkins. You paid him a large amount of money. You paid him a large amount of money to eat up space and cause problems on the interior. He will do that this year when healthy. You have this man, Max Crosby, who demands double teams for breakfast, right? Like, I don't even know if that makes sense what I just said. But he will demand a bunch of space. And if you have a defensive line that has enough talent, if you have a defensive line that is good enough to eat up blockers, I think that's the most important thing that you can say. And you have two people, when healthy, on that defensive line that require two blockers, or at least two things, that allows your linebackers to run free behind them. And if you can run free with a guy who has the agility grade and the shuttle and the speed of Devin White, you are putting him in position to absolutely thrive at this NFL level. Now, with that being said, has he thrived at the NFL level? The unfortunate answer to that is no, he hasn't. Now, he's recorded multiple 100-plus tackle seasons. He has. He looks phenomenal, but he also is out of position all over the place. So the question you have to ask is, as he ages, he's 27 years old, just turned 27, all right, in February. So he's going to play this entire season at age 27. And yes, his birthday is late enough in February where even if he played in the Super Bowl, he'd still be 27, all right? I don't know how many of you thought about that, but yes, he will play this entire season at age 27. Is he going to be able to be at the sweet spot in his career where a few things come together? Number one, he's old enough and been in the NFL long enough to learn from the mistakes, the over pursuits, the heady issues that he's had. Number two, he's young enough to still have that elite athletic ability. And number three, he is in a correct coaching scheme and system in order to be effective. I'm sneezing over here on the video. So sorry. Bless me. So anyways, with all that being said, is Devin White that guy? Do you think he can be good? I also think that the Raiders, between him and Elandon Roberts, everybody said that you got a downgrade going from Spillane to Elandon Roberts. I think you got a linebacker who's just as good, if not better, at a cheaper price. Elandon Roberts and Spillane both come from Pittsburgh. Elandon Roberts was more effective in Pittsburgh, and both, Spillane at least, went to the Raiders and played better. It would make sense that Elandon Roberts could do the exact same thing. So, look, you got the Raiders. They're making smart moves, but they're not blowing their entire free agency money. Remember, that money rolls over. So I think they took a flyer on a guy that could just be absolutely huge. And I don't think they're done yet because they are going to add to that linebacker room in the draft because they have picks for days. All right, thank you so much for watching. Hopefully you like it.